What's up, guys? Crazy Black 108 here, and I'm back with another video. And today, guys, we're going to be taking a look at another D-Rose shoe as a part of the D-Rose Sneaker Challenge for the month of October. And that shoe today is going to be a Rose 4.5. So which Rose 4.5 we're going to be looking at today? Well, we're going to be looking at this Rose 4.5 right here. And this was meant to be the all-star shoe for D-Rose for this year. And this was the colorway that they were going to do for it. And, you know, Derek ended up tearing his meniscus at the start of the season, the year that the Rose 4s came out. So we didn't get to see him very much of the 4s. And we also didn't get to see him wear the 4.5s at all on court. Other players in the league wore them, but we didn't get to see him wear them. But this shoe was meant to be his all-star game colorway of the 4.5s, and that's why it has this blue color. And you can see how this would fit and match with the all-star game jerseys for that shoe. Or for the East, I should say. Now, the 4.5s, when you look at the 4s, where are the differences, all right? So again, we're looking at the uppers. This midsole is the exact same. You have the Adi Cream crash pad here in the heel, 3 stripes on the bottom of the heel, new generation pure motion here. But this upper is where you have the real differences. So this upper here is a different type of sprint web upper, where you can really see here where these black with these blue spots here, where that's where like the webbing itself is. You can see the same thing here on the lateral side of the shoe as well. But the other really big difference they ended up making is with the ankle collar piece itself. When you look at this ankle collar, you see how it's a little cut differently compared to what it was on the 4s. This was meant to be able to fit the speed wraps better, and also it was supposed to make it a little bit more comfortable setup for the players that would use this shoe. We'll get into that in a second on what my actual thoughts are with that. The tongue was also a little bit different. They put the GeoFit padding just kind of around this framing here, and then they put these different tags here that would represent different things depending on what colorway the shoe it was that you were wearing. Kind of similar to like what they did on the 3s, where there was different things on the back of the tongues, and so on and so forth. But with this one, they would put different stickers back here that would represent stuff that goes through with this colorway. So like for this one, this says Crazy 4, and it doesn't say anything else. It says the same thing on the other one as well too. I can't remember. I felt like it used to be like a D-Rose logo there, but I think they kind of changed that up. The Rose logo is also, besides being present here on the tongue, it's also present on this little medallion piece here on the side. I've seen a lot of people that wore more pairs of these have that fall off after wear and tear, which is unfortunate. But besides that, there's not much else that's different with the shoe from the 4s. You also do have this little like lace decoration that says Rose here on one side, and then if you flip it, it has a D-Rose logo on it there, which is cool. I bought these pre-owned off of eBay, I think, sometime earlier in 2020 or sometime late 2019, one of those two. And so, I was new colorway to show on the channel to you guys. But what's my thoughts and my memories of playing the 4.5s? Well, I just remember that the same thing with the 4s. Well, it wasn't as bad in the 4s as it was in the 4.5s for me. But I just really didn't feel like I could get a lockdown secure fit in a size 10. And the size 9.5 is just, I don't know why. I have a pair of them in a 9.5 and they just fit not the best. But I would throw an insole inside here so my foot wouldn't slide around. But I used to throw in this really thick aerophotic insole from Soft Sole was what the company's called. And it took up the space in there, but there was an arched TPU play in there, so it was really weird running in that. But I mean, it got the job done. The GeoFit padding that's here and a little bit there on the tongue is nice, but what I remember is that when I had it without socks, this part right here, like in the sprint frame part here, is really lowly padded. And it's the one time where everyone usually complains about the sprint frame, how it would, cut into their heels. This is the only pair I ever had that experience with. And I think it's just because of how it's sculpted, and also too, the way this ankle collar was sculpted too, is just something to where, like, again, just wasn't the most comfortable setup for me personally. So the 4.5s weren't by any means a favorite color, a favorite model of the Rose for me to hoop in at all. I was much more fond of the 4s, and outside of being fond of the 4s, I was really happy when the 5s came out. But I can't remember even how often I ended up playing in these, because I just wasn't too fond of them. This is my memory. I remember I played a Y League in them for a bit, but that was about it. You know, yeah. This also, if I'm not mistaken, is the last time we'll get to look at one of these thicker D Rose insoles. This one does have a signature there on it, which is nice. Because once you get to the 5s, if my memory serves, the insoles are just the real thin ones. And there's not much additional padding there with those at all, but they have boost, you know, so it kind of makes up for it. But aesthetically, I do like the 4.5s a lot. The little like zebra-ish like stripes pattern to it is cool, because there was a zebra colorway. There was one that was called like the Zoller Cest colorway, which was an orange one. The home colorway of these is dope. I don't have that one, but I've been eyeballing a couple pairs on eBay for a long time. I usually end up letting someone else buy them, because I'm just like, I don't really need to be spending my money that way. And besides, the 11s are about to come out, so you gotta figure out where you spend your money and how you put it at different places and all those great things. But this 4.5 colorway, it's pretty decent. You know, I like it. It's cool, and you know, it's the last of the 0.5s. You know, this was the end of it. After this, we had no more 0.5s. After this, it was just 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know, and 11, and eventually the 12. You know, so it's just like, it's the end of an era, you know? It was the end of an era with the 0.5 models. But I also think, if I remember correctly, this was around the same time that Nike stopped doing the Elite Series shoes. So the Elite Series was the last year that they did the Elite Series as well, which was meant to be like the playoff version of the mainline shoe, you know? So fond memories though, cool colorways that came out. It's probably the Rose model that I had the least amount of colorways in, because I literally think I only have this color, the black and red one, and then I have that breast cancer one, that pink one, and that's about it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed a look at this Rose 4.5. We'll be back again tomorrow with a Rose 5 review. But until then, guys, peace. Have a great rest of your evening, and you know, we're past the halfway point, so the finish line is in sight. It's far away, but I can see it, you know. Thanks again, guys. I'll see you later.